Hey fam, Unruly Hour with Savage Joy. I am just going to share this on the Twitter while I see people joining. Um, you may notice I'm a little stuffed up and I have taken 3 Claritin and still feel like I'm dying. So this may be my last show. I think it's pollen. I'm not sure, but my God. Ooh. So if you guys are joining, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. I do actually have some super chats sitting in there that I can't access until I get 1,000 followers. And I know it's only been like a week, but I definitely want to get up there so I can monetize and keep going. So please subscribe, please share this. I'm just gonna put this link on Twitter. I was going to postpone this show till tomorrow because of my allergies, but then I was like, you know what fun is that? My audience definitely wants to, hear me sniffling and stuff. I'm very professional. Okay, still waiting for a few people. I'm gonna try and edit the beginning of this out. Oh my God, I can't. All right. Let me try Facebook as well. Man, is nobody home tonight? And you did it on Savage Joy Marie Mann, right? Let's see. Yep, there it is.
As far as I know, it is. Do you want me to check? Do you want me to check YouTube? Oh, I see 2 people watching now.
Today must be a hopping day for streams. I hope at least my whoop-dee comes in. I wish I could see comments. I really do. All right. Well, I am going to get started, and people can always watch the beginning of me sniffling later. So hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Unruly Hour. I was just saying I do have some super chats chilling in YouTube that I can't access unless and until I get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And it's only been a week and a half, I get it. So but I would still really like to hit that mark. So please subscribe, share the link. And of course, definitely I'll read the comments afterwards. I love reading them, and you guys are awesome. So this week was a clusterfuck as always. Seems like it is pretty much every week, and it's usually the same people as well. So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about a certain person's attire. And then I'm hoping after I do this segment, I can just stop talking about it, because I know everybody's just kind of done with it and it's been, overused and overwrought. But I really want to, make the point that this is not about a dress. It's not about a dress. It is about the person wearing it and the theatrics behind it. So I have a mixture of memes of AOC's dress, her response to it, other people's response to it. And Andy, if you want to show the first one. This one made me bust out laughing. This fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I don't know what it means, but it's fucking funny. You can show the next one. It just cracked me up so bad. Okay, so this one kind of, you know, they did a morphing of AOC into Pelosi. And, you know, the first clue was calling her Mama Bear as a, you know, some term of endearment. And Ilhan Omar calls Pelosi Auntie. Those are terms of endearment. And that is pretty gross. So my take has been that I think she's really wanting to become speaker. If Nancy Pelosi ever does retire, I'm not convinced she will. She said she was going to before, she never did. She definitely doesn't have all her marbles, that's for sure. But I think AOC is definitely going more and more right in with that intention. Or I'm not sure if I would say going more and more right, or just revealing she's going more and more right, because she wasn't progressive in the first place. But I thought this meme was a really good depiction of, you know, us noticing things in the past and then noticing more and more and more, and just seeing how, you know, she's pretty much turning into her. Andy, you can go to the next one. This one, my co-organizer Ricky did. Medicare for All would honestly be the only thing on her dress I wouldn't have gotten mad at. And although I still would have been salty because she hasn't even posted about it in like 9 months, I still would have been like, you know, fuck you, it took you so long. But that to me would have been the only thing that I would have at least semi-supported. Tax the rich is something pretty much everyone wants except the billionaires. So it's really not that, you know, that big of a deal, especially because, you know, like Elizabeth Warren was like, yeah, tax the rich. And she wanted 2 cents on every like over $5 million, like, no, $250 million or something, 2 cents on it. It was minuscule. It was nothing. So tax the rich is very, you know, subjective. What does that mean? Who is rich? Well, if you ask people like us, whoever's rich, that's not who you're talking about. I'll tell you that much, because people with $1 million sound pretty fucking rich. People like her who make $176,000 a year sound pretty fucking rich. I mean, to us, that's pretty fucking rich. So, you know, it's very subjective. And you know, obviously it was you know, more it was a Pelosi clapping, you know, a Pelosi ripping up a speech. It was like, I am so hardcore, watch what I'm gonna do in front of rich people. But let's just get this straight. They would have never invited AOC there if they didn't think she was going to fit in. If they saw her as a threat, she never would have been invited. You think they're scared of her? You think they saw her in that dress and you were like, oh, shit, she's going to tax us? Hell no, they didn't. They were posing in pictures with her. She was a celebrity judge on RuPaul's Drag Race while she was a sitting senator. She literally has been on the cover of Vogue and Vanity Fair. She is a pop star. She is not a congresswoman. You think they would ever invite someone like Bernie there? Fuck no, because they know he actually has fought for things. Maybe he's being a dingling now, but they still consider him a threat. Her? No, I'm sorry. You don't have a bunch of rich actors and actresses, you know, and then invite a congresswoman and you, unless you think they're one of you. That's what it comes down to. Period. And yeah, they all posed with her in that dress. So no, they're not threatened. Andy, you can go to the next one. Oh, Bakari Sellers. He is always so on point. He is one of the biggest messes ever. He is one of the biggest Bernie bashers you'll ever see in your life. And let's just set this straight, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my comrades would agree. You don't speak for us. The only way I would ever go is to go and like stir some shit up. To just walk inside with a thrift shop dress and some combat boots and say, fuck all y'all, screw your bullshit, there's homeless people right up the fucking road. Or I'd be outside with the Black Lives Matter protesters who were getting brutalized and beaten and arrested because they dare speak up to the celebrities in their fancy gowns. So let me ask AOC this. Did you help bail them out? Did you talk to them? Did you listen to their demands? You're an activist, right? Did you cross that line while they were protesting to get inside? I don't know. I want to know where you were because I didn't see you post about it. I didn't see you share the posts of that young woman in the pink dress. I didn't see you. So are you an activist or are you at the Met Gala? You showed which one you are. Don't be mad because people saw it and are calling you out. And I know this stream is violence. I get it. I know I'm being violent by criticizing you. I accept it. Andy, the next one. Oh my God, this pissed me off so fucking bad. It was a post about AOC's dress, and Jamal Bowman said, real recognizes real. And I guess they don't recognize each other. That's all I know. And props to this person who responded, because what in the actual fuck? Real what? Real pandering? Really not progressive? Really moving to the right? Really fake? Really, like, real what? That shit pissed me off so fucking bad. Oh my God. Whew, so much violence, joy. You could go to the next one, Andy. Okay, so this is obviously, you know, kind of twofold. It was, you know, the Queen, but it was also Kristen Sinema. Because you're at a fancy place, you're wearing a fancy gown, and you're like thinking you're making some big punk rock move like, oh my God, I'm such a badass. But that's how you look. That's how you appear right there. Andy, you can move to the next one. Let me enlarge my screen here. Okay, oh my God. When I saw this, I just about lost my fucking shit. Oh my God. Yes, this is real. Yes, it is real. I double checked. I don't know why I'm shocked. Why the fuck am I shocked? I don't fucking know. But this is legit Kamala Harris, that little girl was me energy. What did she do? Within a half an hour, she had that little girl was me with her picture on t-shirts up on her website. What the hell is this shit? A movement you can wear. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what it is. It's aesthetics. How about a movement you can write some fucking legislation? How about that? Because clothes don't mean shit. This is so fucking gross. And what's she gonna do with the money? Give it to other shit lib corporate stooge candidates like she did with people's donations? Gross. But she is getting dragged for this, thankfully. But you know people are going to buy it. And let me tell you, if I ever see someone wearing one of these, I will go up and I will be like, what the fuck? And I want to talk to them about why they would waste their money on this shit. Andy, you can go to the next one. Okay, let me enlarge my screen here. But Kashana, you know, she's a badass bee, and she gets it. She always has. She is an actual socialist. She doesn't worry about not calling people out and holding people accountable. She nailed it. Her response to AOC was on point. Let me see. Let me just enlarge this. Okay. The unfortunate truth is we're not going to tax the rich or win Medicare for all or fight for 15 by attending billionaire galas. It's so fucking true. Like, look at the changes that Kashama has made in Seattle. She got Fight for 15. She made, defund the police. The police squads took tons of money and reinvested it into the community. She has done so much for Seattle, and that's actually how you change things, not by wearing a dress. Andy, you could put the next one. Okay. I definitely can't read this. Let me enlarge it. Okay, just because AOC didn't pay for her dress or admission to the gala doesn't mean she's any less part of this spectacle. So fucking true. She is a brand that has sold herself to you as a safe way of consuming anti-capitalist ideas without actually challenging the idea of capital or the state. She is a drag on through radicalism. So fucking true. And for those just joining, I am 85% blind, so please bear with me on my shows where I don't have guests. It's very hard for me to read things, but I don't like just talking about things without presenting them. But this is so true. You know, you're seeing people say, well, she didn't pay for the dress. Well, that's a problem because it was a Black-owned business who did the dress. So she should have fucking paid for it. You're not helping. So, and she didn't pay for the ticket. Okay, good. So literally you're actually making your case worse. You're saying they gave her the ticket because she fits in so much that they were like, we need you there. You can come for free. That's not the kind of own you think it is. You're not, helping your case by saying that at all. Oz, you can go to the next one. Or Andy's going to read this one because, yeah, it's too much for me, but I was going to, clip parts of it, but I just can't. It's AOC's response, and it is just, there's so many things wrong with it. I didn't want to cut it up. So, Andy, can you read this, please?
Absolutely. Okay. And I'll try to keep the emotion out of it. I'll just read it deadpan if I can. And I just wanted to mention that I think that the AOC line of clothes would look really nice with Ivanka's jewelry.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Styling. All right. So this goes as follows. I thought about the criticism I'd get, but honestly, I and my body have been so heavily and relentlessly policed from all corners politically since the moment I won my election that it's kind of become expected and normalized to me. The irony is that when women in power take the prospect of criticism to be cautious in their actions, they are then criticized for being inauthentic and too calculated. Ultimately, the haters hated, and the people who were thoughtful were thoughtful. But we all had a conversation about taxing the rich in front of the very people who lobby against it and punctured the fourth wall of excess and spectacle. Honestly, our culture is deeply disdainful and unsupportive of women, especially women of color and working class women, and LGBTQ, immigrant, etc., from the bottom up, whether it's lack of childcare support or especially reserving pylori or for elected women and femme people. The more intersections one has, the deeper the disdain. I am so used to doing this same exact thing that men do, including popular male progressive elected officials, and getting a completely different response. So all I can do it acknowledge that reality and make decisions as I am and as I grow throughout my life. For example, do you know many elected officials regularly attend due to our responsibilities in keeping cultural institutions accessible to the public? That I was one of many yesterday. Did you know that if you live in the New York City area, you can go to the Met, including the same costume exhibit the wealthy saw last night, for as little money as you'd like? Check it out this weekend because the Met belongs to the people.
So many things wrong with that. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
I mean, okay, first of all, girlfriend, let's just get this straight. This is some Hillary Clinton bullshit saying it's because I'm a woman or it's because I'm a woman of color. Drop that shit right now. Stop. Because this isn't identity politics. That is not the problem here. Bullshit. Also saying it's because I'm not a man, this and that, just stop. And by saying you're being singled out when other politicians could have done it, the reason why people are mad about you is because you are the one who pretended to be a progressive and stand for these issues. That's why. That's the difference of if you go versus if Hillary Clinton goes. That's the difference if you go or fucking Andrew Cuomo goes. Because you say you're not establishment. You say you hang out with activists, not rich people. That's the difference. So don't try and, completely divert, and be like, but look at this shiny object over here. They give free tickets. Doesn't matter. You still spent the night with a bunch of privileged, bougie ass people who look down on people who you say you're fighting for. It's about you and who you say you are. People have different expectations from people like yourself who have said you are democratic socialist, you are a progressive, things like that. It is different. So stop trying to conflate every single person in that and deflect. It's bullshit. It's frustrating. Like, take responsibility for the fact that people are legitimately pissed and bragging about it being talked about on social media, about taxing the rich on social media for one fucking day. How about maybe write some legislation for it? How about, oh, it's trending now, so maybe I should do something about it while it's trending and be like, I'm writing legislation right now. Let's keep the discussion going. But no, why do that? It's just like when you went to the Capitol and talked about homelessness after the moratorium was done. And then, oh, look, all these people going homeless and you still don't do anything about it. Did you write new legislation like you told Franco you would? No. So less dresses, more legislation, please. Period. This virtue signaling, this, this drama, this, it's so fucking gross. And anyone with their AOC is my deity, she can never do anything wrong, and I'm going to try and rationalize anything she ever says or does because she is the best and she is progressive and she's the best we have and she's our ally, and how dare you tear down our ally? She's all we've got and we want her for president in 2024. And it's very apparent those people are just scared to accept the fact that we are on our own. Period. It's that simple. We are our own heroes. That's it. Not me, us. It is us. We answer to ourselves. We support ourselves. You want people in the street, you think she's going to join you? Us at March for Medicare for All sure as hell learned she wasn't. Stop depending on these people who don't care about you. She doesn't care. Andy, you can go to the next one. Okay, so this douche, I was gonna black out his name, and I thought, well, why would I? So it's not necessarily his post that I'm commenting on. It's like so many like his that I get. Are you and you propose what as an alternative? That we make a principled refusal to fund fundraise, accomplish nothing. This was his response to me posting that t-shirt she has for sale. Actually, the whole line of clothing. The people not express unity in any manner other than sloppy homemade stuff, I favor using any tool that works. Okay, so you just made fun of people who have to make their own clothes, first of all. So no, you don't support any tool that works. Second of all, how in the flaming fuck is her dress creating change? What has changed this week? And I'm not talking about a trend on Twitter. I'm not talking about memes. I'm not talking about creating t-shirts. I am talking about what has changed. Give me something tangible. Not a fucking damn thing. But this is the reaction people have to this shit. This is their defense. She's creating change. Change of what? She has the ability to at least try to create change. She chooses not to. Andy, you can go to the next thing. Okay, so we're going to get off of Queen Bee's dresses because I hope I never have to talk about it again. But yeah, I posted about this, I want to say like a week or two ago. It's actually a reality show called The Activist, and they're going to have a competition game show about activists. Now these people, Usher, and I'm not sure who the one girl on Dancing Stars, I'm not sure who the other one is. I've never heard of them being activists. I've even researched it. I've never seen them at a march. I've never seen them organize anything. Why are they the judges and hosts? No fucking clue. Probably because they're famous and rich. Apparently, they're shooting it over because of backlash. So here's my question. Why would you shoot it over if there's backlash? Why wouldn't you realize it's a fucking garbage idea? How about that? How about you just scrap this shit? How about you stop trying to capitalize monetarily on people like us who fucking do all of this shit because we care and have no money whatsoever, actually spend money to do it, and then you're trying to use these people to make profit for yourself and pit them against each other on a game show. I'll tell you guys straight up, I have no fucking respect for anyone who would ever go on this shit show. Ever. I don't care. And I know they're probably gonna be like, you know, reaching out to people like, oh, you know, we heard about you and what you do. It'll be great, you know, for your organization because you'll get this this fame and you'll raise all this money. The second you say yes to go on something like this, it is no longer activism. It is a job, and you are compromised, and you are part of the problem. So whoever's going to go on this show, and yeah, they can call me tonight, I'll tell them to fuck off. So whoever is going to go on this show is not an activist. They are not. Because no self-respecting activist who is actually about the issues would ever fucking go on this shit. It's disgusting and offensive that anybody even thought about this and that thinks it's good enough that they should start redoing it because they realized it was garbage, so they're going to try to do it in a different way. Absolutely pathetic. Nothing in this country can happen without the rich trying to capitalize on it. And this was the last thing they ever should have done. Activism. People fighting for what they believe in that is now being made into a game show. Andy, you can go to the next one. Okay, so Cuomo, awesome dude. So he gets to keep, you know, over $5 million of his deal. And, you know, it's gross, but the main reason I'm showing this is because the fact that he made over $5 million from a COVID book deal, and he's responsible for over 150,000 nursing home deaths, is so incredibly disgusting and ironic. And whoever has bought this book is just completely just bananas. I'm sure he didn't talk about what he did. I'm sure he didn't talk about many, many lives, which would have been saved if he was actually honest about the bullshit he was pulling. For 150,000 nursing home deaths he was responsible for. Think about that. Over 600,000 deaths, but 150,000 of them were because of this man. And you're going to buy a book about COVID from this? I shouldn't even try to make sense of people anymore. It's fucking bananas. And you go to the next one. You know, I was going to talk about Andrew because he just, I don't understand him. I don't. He's the weirdest. Like, if I had to pick the biggest tool on Twitter, hands down, Andrew Yang. Hands fucking down. His posts are literally basketball championship. He tweets, "I love basketball." That's a tweet. You know, thousands of comments, thousands of likes. Yes, King, you dropped this. And him with a superhero outfit on. That week ago, he posted said, "I'm out of the country and tried acai berries. We should grow them all over." Okay. Cool. Like, okay. Then, you know, you guys know he's starting this like third party apparently. So it came out that he's actually announcing this third party on the day his new book comes out next month. So he was reached out for comment. What is the platform of the third party? They did not respond. And it's so interesting because you're that serious about a third party. You have never voted third party. You have never supported a third party. You have never spoken out to defend third parties. Bernard is technically a third party person for over 30 years. You didn't endorse him. You went with Biden. Nothing you have ever said or done shows that you have supported any kind of third party. But now you're saying you're going to launch one on the day your book comes out. Dude is nothing but publicity stunts. Nothing. From having a dude on his knees and spraying whipped cream in his mouth, to crowd surfing, to throwing out $1,000 bills with his face on them, to, I mean, you name it. The dude is a showman. That's all he is. And honestly, I mean, it might come out, but I truly, truly believe someone just said to him, "You should start a third party." And he was like, "Yeah, I should." He's that like impressionable dude who, like, you just say something and he's like, "Yeah, I could totally do that." Knows nothing about it, but it's just like, "Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to do it." And I don't understand leftists like, "Yeah, we need another third party." This is literally going to give so much it's certainly not going to help the third parties that exist. Let's put it that way. It's not going to give them any credence. It's going to fail. It's going to make, the Greens, the MPPs, the independents look a million times even worse. It's going to counteract every single thing they've been trying to work for and trying to get respect for. He is now going to just completely annihilate any kind of respect, or any chance of respect. It's going to be disastrous. It's going to be absolutely repulsive. And I don't understand why leftists are like, yeah, third party. Like, hell yeah, we need a third party, but not from that twat waffle. What the fuck is he going to do? No Medicare for all. No federal job guarantee. No raise $15 minimum wage. Nothing but send people $1,000 a month, even the rich, and it's doing nothing for racial inequality or women's inequality or disabled inequality, anything like that. It's just, here's $1,000 a month to everyone and everything's solved. That's just fucking great. And then when it comes to like conservatives and establishment, they're going to say, you don't need Medicare for all. You don't need a rent moratorium. You just got $1,000. Fuck you. Use it to pay anything you need. And his version of UBI would take away Social Security benefits. It would take away unemployment. It would take away food assistance. It would take away LIHEAP. It would take away pretty much every social safety net. So yeah, what a fucking hero. Like, you really want to start a party with that shit? Bananas. Let me see, I got a comment. I couldn't see what that said, Andy. You could go to the next one.
Okay, we have just videos left.
Yeah, you can go to that right now.
Okie dokie.
And I say to my Republican friends, take back your party. The country needs a big, strong Republican Party. Here I say that as a leader in the Democratic Party, but we need a big, strong Republican Party. You've done so much for our country. Take pride and take back your party. Don't have it be a cult of personality on the extreme, extreme, extreme right. This isn't about liberal or conservative. It's about radical, should we say, they don't believe in governance. So you see, for example, with COVID, if science says we should be wearing masks and government says you must wear a mask inside, they'll say we're anti-science, we don't believe the science to begin with, and we certainly are not going to obey the governance that requires that. That's one example. Of course, we go through this with climate change and so many other areas of denial that they're in. So, again, as nonpartisan as I can be, take back the Republican Party. I'm not a Republican here. Take back your party, which has done so much for our country, and we can compete in the world of ideas about what the role of government is. We have confidence in our beliefs, but we have humility enough to listen to others and how things might work regionally or generationally or ethnically or whatever differences there are.
What a gem. She's like Gandhi and shit. She's amazing. I mean, why not prop up the Republicans? She talks about Reagan all the time as one of her heroes. And yes, I am serious. It makes a lot of sense that she is giving them props, just like Biden, who said he would be open to a Republican VP. They want to work together, and not just work together, but they want to work together. Like, she's always giving elbow bumps and smiles to Mitch McConnell, and she's tight with a bunch of them. And don't forget, Trump actually endorsed her. Now you could say, oh, it was because X, Y, and Z. I don't care. Trump endorsed Pelosi. People love to forget that, but he fucking did. And why was that? Because she said she didn't want to impeach him. So, but yes, Queen. Oh my God. Yes, everyone is amazing. We want the Republican Party to be better. And because apparently we want to lose to them. Is that what that means? What a damn mess. Andy, you can go to the next video. You know, one of the issues that stood out to me immediately was, as you know, Michelle and CJ said, those things as well. But also, you know, Newsom, this technically was a chance for him to campaign. Technically, it was a vote. It was, you know, hey, vote for me. And what did he do? He sat there while everyone flocked to him.
Yeah.
Did things for him and did events for him and vote Newsom. What did he do? Did he say, I will do this, I will do that, I will change this? No, he didn't. He didn't say he's going to change a damn thing. He just said, keep me in. That's the first thing I noticed. I also shared a post on Twitter today where he was talking about how single payer is the way to go, and it was from 2017.
I saw that.
A big, long, wonderful post. But yeah, I mean, that should be everyone's first question. If we keep you in, this is your second chance. Why should we? Period. What are you going to do for us? Earn our votes. That's the first thing. And that's a lot of people just don't demand. A lot of people don't say, we are your constituents. You answer to us. We need this, that, and the other thing. And if you don't do it, we're not voting for you. Period. And enough people said that, things would change. So that was just a clip from last night with Fred Hampton Leftists. I do a show every Wednesday with Compton J and a panel of, you know, a few other people, usually new people every week join. But yeah, it's always a good group discussion. So definitely check that out. We do them at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. Andy, you can go to the next one.
Defund the Pentagon! Defund the Pentagon! No more! Damn war! No more! Damn war! And the damn war! No more! No more! If we don't get it, shut it down!
You can stop it here, Andy. So, and then you can actually go right into the next one. This is the gentleman who was chanting. That's my buddy Andrew. I had him on the show and did another show with him as well. He's fabulous. So here he gives a breakdown.
Oh, you guys are working with those guys, that sort of thing. What's your sort of perspective?
So, I'm an Assangeist. And the quote that I use to describe all of this is one that Julian gave in 2009 when he said, all political ideologies are bankrupt to a greater or lesser extent. So to me, I don't care who you are. I don't care what ist or ism that you're assigning yourself to or that others label on you regardless of if it's true or not, like in Magnus's case. The thing that we care about here in this moment is ending the wars. That's not a socialist issue. That's not a capitalist issue. That's not a libertarian issue. It's not a green issue. It's not a People's Party issue. It's not an independent issue. It is literally a principled stance of ending the wars. And if people come here and they find a libertarian and a Green Party candidate and an independent and an MPP member and then a complete anarchist all coming together for the exact same words, end the damn wars, we can do it for so many other things. We've done it for Julian Assange. Today was our very first event doing this, and we have 13 events around the United States, including this one, and we have about 6 international events as well. So this is the very, very start of the new era of the anti-war movement.
How awesome is that? This is, you know, an example of, you know, and Andrew nailed it. Like, you know, if people talk about like unity all the time, but, you know, it's solidarity. It's not unity. Nothing else matters except end the damn wars. When you go to that protest, don't ask people what they register as. Who gives a fuck? Don't ask people how they feel about other shit. Who gives a fuck? We are all there because we want wars to end. Period. It's that simple. That's how our movement has to be. It is so divided over, I'm a socialist, but I'm not a democratic socialist, but I'm a socialist, I'm socially democratic, but who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just labels. That's it. I don't call myself anything but an independent because that's what I am. I'm a joyist. I do whatever the fuck I want. I say whatever the fuck I want. I listen to nobody. So I don't care about labels. So Andrew nailed it. It's not a party issue. We really have to get out of the thinking that these issues are political. They're not. They're humanist. This is about humanity. This is about human rights. Yes, it's political in the respect that when you vote for people, you are voting for people who are going to continue these wars and take money for these wars and so on. But the overall idea is, do you care about humanity? If you do, stop the fucking wars. So they did this. Oh, and shout out to Magnus as well. And Kimber. They did this on September 11th, which was, you know, I know they got pushback for it because they're like, well, Biden's, you know, pulling out of Afghanistan. What's the purpose? And we saw that yesterday. There definitely was still some shit going down there. So it's about the fact that we're still bombing how many other countries? 7 wars just under Obama. So it's not like Afghanistan is the only thing. I mean, how many military bases do we have around the world that are ours? How much money are we giving to Israel to just try and decimate the Palestinians? This is not a one country issue. So 9/11 was important. That was the day they had planned to do it even before Biden started talking about Afghanistan. And that was the day that brought people's attention to, holy shit, maybe it's not just this. Maybe we do have to keep protesting because there's countless other people suffering and losing their homes and watching their family killed and, you know, just so much human suffering because of us. That's the thing. It's because of us. So props to everyone who helped organize and the damn wars. Props to everyone who showed up. And one of my favorite, I didn't bring the clip, but one of my favorite things I've ever seen in my fucking life was there was a couple getting married. And they, the protest marched by them, and Andrew said, "Happy wedding day." And everyone repeated, and then he said, "Fuck the CIA," and it was just fucking amazing. It was so sweet. So that's it's on my Twitter if you want to check it out. It was I actually got goosebumps. I was like, that's so fucking sweet. Like, fuck the CIA is so romantic. But it was. Andy, is that everything?
Yep.
I think that's a yes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, my allergies are, you know, not exactly sexy, but I didn't want to reschedule. So thank you guys for tuning in. I actually have the incredible Ford Fisher coming on Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. He's the one who shot those videos. You know him from, you know, Black Klansman, from Borat, from documentaries, from, you know, filming all kinds of direct action. He's just such a cool person and so sweet, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him. So if you don't follow him, definitely do so. Also, I did make an announcement on Twitter. I am going to LA as well as Pat Cody, and we are doing a book signing. It'll be at the Comedy Club Flappers on October 24th. At 7 to 8:30 p.m. I haven't announced the people who will be doing bits yet, but I can tell you, if you live in LA, you're definitely going to want to go. That's all I'm going to say for now. But yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. And Pat and I wrote a book together, but we've never met. So we finally get to meet. Which is going to be pretty exciting. And I wasn't necessarily going to share this, but I'm actually going to do a comedy set as well, which is like insane. But it's going to be like a one-time deal. So everyone has to be nice to me. But yeah, it's like a bucket list thing. And I'm like, fuck it. Like, it's my event. I'll fucking do it. And I'll do it first. So everyone has to stick around. So that should be interesting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Smash that like button, subscribe, share. And like I said, I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers so I can, you know, get those super chats and monetize and expand the new channel. So thank you all so much. And thank you, Andy, for your incredible help again for the second week in a row. I've known Andy for a few years, and he does the podcast, The Hair of the Dog, which is excellent. Please subscribe to that as well. And he does that with Carrie Barber, who is also blind. So shout out to disabled streamers still doing what they're going to do. There needs to be more of us. But I digress. Thank you all again so much for watching, and much love.